What's up, y'all? We're back with Is That a Read?
Is that a read?
Oh, yeah, it's a read. This is the show where we take this week's hottest pop culture topics, but we give it a psychic spin. So I'm your girl, Victoria, the queen of all things tarot. And this is my awesome co host, Julian.
Hey, I got my cards and I'm ready to read. And just so you know, we're going to give y'all a reading at the end of the show.
That's right. Thanks for reminding me, Julian. Yeah, you guys are going to love your reading. I can already tell you. So for this week, the hottest topic this week had to be the Met Gala 2024. The looks were off the chain. So the theme of this year's Met Gala was the Garden of Time. You think, oh, pretty garden, whatever. Yeah, y'all, I read it. It's based on a short story. That thing is crazy. It's really about a bunch of rich people that live in a beautiful garden, but then a rebel army comes in and takes it over. And the way they hold them off is the rich people pluck a flower petal to slow down time. But eventually, they end up getting slaughtered. I don't know. Is the theme a read? I think the theme of the Met Gala is a read.
That's art imitating life. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and the slowing down, I think it's just like keeping us busy so we don't realize what's actually going on. Yeah.
Ooh, you hitting it right on the nail. Especially like, with all of these students protesting at colleges, like everything is wild. And then what's the Met Gala doing? Having a party. Everybody.
Hey, look over here.
And by the way, you guys, the Met Gala raises 8 figures every year at this event. So there's a lot of money. So what we're going to do is going to have a little bit of fun taking a look at some of these Met Gala looks. And Julian and I are going to give it, is that a read? If it's a read, then it looks good. If it ain't a read,
it ain't right. The universe was not in alignment.
Okay, so let's take a look at the first look. All right, so we've got Jaden and Willow Smith coming in strong. So Jaden is in Tom Brown and Willow is in Christian Dior. Now, if I were going to look at this, which I am, I'm going to say for Jaden's look, I give it is definitely a read. Willow, I love you. Your legs are gorgeous, long, and beautiful. But for the theme of the evening, my darling, for me, it's not a read. It's too basic. A basic blazer. I see no garden. I see no transmission of time. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I like Jada's look. I love the long dress. I love that he always is so himself. You know what I mean? Like, that look is awesome on him. I love Tom Brown. I can tell with like the piping and the outlining and like the men's tailoring. And then we have Willow, who I love a good jacket dress. Like, don't get me wrong, but maybe, okay, so by herself, it's not a read, but I think together it's a read because maybe they're both going for this menswear look. So they're coming together as this brother-sister duo into the Garden of Time. So that's why they're kind of matching. So together I give it's a read, but separately Jaden gets a read and then Willow does not.
Julian, you are so generous. Aw, you guys, brother, sister love gets a read. I love that. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about J-Lo's look.
Ooh.
Is that a read? J-Lo she's not even in the garden. She's in the universe. She has decided that she is a constellation. I cannot deny this look. To me, this is very much a read. She's like when the aristocrats are attacked by the army and then they end up in heaven, they meet J-Lo. I will say J-Lo always loves an opportunity to get naked. And this was just another opportunity for her to get naked. But yes, girl, it's a read for me. It's a read.
I'm going to have to agree. It's a read. She's a beautiful shining star. She looks so clean. Everything's fitting her so well. I love that she has like that messy bun in the back, so everything's clean, and she's a little bit loose right here. But yeah, instead of being in the garden, you're right. She was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm gonna shoot for the stars. You know what I mean? I ain't got time. She's not gonna get slaughtered. You know? So yeah, she is a star. She looks good. That is a read, 100%.
Yes. All right. So now we've got Doja Cat. Oh, Doja, are you crying because your real dress got destroyed? Oh, Doja. Julian, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I honestly, like, just looking at it, I kind of didn't get it. To be honest, I had to like look it up, and it's something about a wet T-shirt. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it's not a read. Like, I don't get it. If it kind of looks like just a draped like Greek dress, I guess, and then it's just kind of wet. Like, so yeah, for me, it's not a read. I'm sure the story behind it will make it a read, but yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
I'm gonna piggyback. I totally get you, Julian. That was my first impression too. I'm gonna piggyback on the storyline of the Garden of Time. So there's two character groups. There's the aristocrats in the garden, but then there's the rebel army of all of these like poor, downtrodden people that are wanting a revolution. And I'm just gonna give a reach for Doja and say she's playing one of the broke folk. And that's why she's dressed up like that, because she's claiming this is the failures of society. This is the downtrodden. This is who she is. Now, why she got to be wet, I don't know. But because she was being different, I'm still going to give it a read. I think it went with the season, with the theme. I'm going to give it a read. This time, Doja Cat. Don't do that again. Now let's take a look at a gentleman here. Oh, okay. So this is Jonathan Bailey, and he is coming in very strong in Givenchy. Okay, so for me, I say this is a read. He is perfectly attired for the party. I love that he has a classic tuxedo look with that beautifully embellished flower. It's a read for me.
All right. I love this look. I always feel like it's hard to stand out with menswear because things, just like women have so many choices, and men's always like a jacket and some pants. But that flower and that second flower for the reveal, like, it really did it for me. It really makes a statement. I think he's able to carry this very well. He is like, my people, he is a gay man, and he's like given that flower, given like that he's really showing off his feminine side with this, and also keeping a good balance. And Jonathan Bailey's just fine, so he is always going to be a read for me.
Is this why you volunteered this picture, Julian? Now I see the motivation. Okay. All right, Jonathan, well, go ahead with your fine self. All right, so now we're switching over to Lizzo. Lizzo definitely got creative with this look. She's looking amazing. Look at that hourglass. She's always been beautiful, and she's still looking killer. She is giving Mother Earth. I feel it. Like, it's very ethereal. I think this is a read. For me, it's a read.
Okay. I love Lizzo. I think the dress fits her perfectly. There's something about it that I'm not like feeling right now. Maybe it's the headdress. Like, it feels very fairy godmother from like Cinderella. Which, if that is the case, then this is a read. It would be perfect for the secret garden. Yeah, I feel like I want more pop. You know what I mean? When it comes to Lizzo, I feel like there's something else. Like, maybe it could be with like the colors or something like that. So for me, it's not a read.
I get you. I'm with you on the color scheme. All right. So now we've got our guy. He loves to stay in the news. He likes to play on the edge. This is Lil Nas X. I think the photo doesn't really get the full glam of this look. I personally love it. The reason I love it is because normally menswear is like, it's almost like a cookie cutter. All of them come out looking like gingerbread men. And then he comes out and it's like, boom, look at me, the flow. It just screams nature to me. It screams life. It screams time. I love it. I think it's a read.
All right. I was a little on the fence about this look. Now that I'm looking at it more, I've seen other pictures too. I am into it. I want to say that it is a read, and Lil Nas always he always serves. He always gives the best looks at the Met Gala, and always. I feel like it's not his strongest look from the Met Gala, but yeah, he was really giving it. He goes with the theme, and I love the nails. I don't know if you can see it in that picture, but he really got his nails done to match that silver cream vibe. So Lil Nas, he's a read. He's a read for me.
You made it through, Lil Nas. And this is Anok Yai. She is in Swarovski. Oh my goodness. From head to toe. This is amazing. Goddess, definite Garden of Time vibe. Maybe she was the goddess of the pond that's looking on as these aristocrats are being slaughtered. The skin is skinning. The blue is bluing. It is a read for me.
I gotta agree. She looks flawless from head to toe. The way that those Swarovski crystals are just like showing off her whole figure. I love how the Swarovski crystals are crawling up her skin. I mean, she just wears it so well. Like she's giving face, she's giving body. Like it's a read for me, 100%. Tens across the board.
Bravo, Anok. And then, so last look we want to bring in, this one is, I'm going to say this is going to be an iconic look because where is the waist? I'm in pain. I am in utter agony looking at her in this dress. This is Kim Kardashian. This super tight, super tiny corset. And then she's covered it up with what she describes as at the last minute, it was cold, so I grabbed my boyfriend's sweater, and that's what the inspiration for the sweater on top. As much as I love Kim Kardashian, and I love Kim Kardashian, this is not a read for me. It would be if the sweater wasn't there or if it was designed a little bit better, because under the sweater, she looks like a piece of clockwork that kind of just emerged and came to life. But without it, with the sweater, girl, going back in the car. Try again.
Yeah, okay, thanks for saying that, because I was looking at the sweater and I was all like, do I like it or do I not like it? And I think I like it because I just like being comfy in general, but the Met Gala is not a place to be wearing your boyfriend's sweater to keep you warm. You have other things that you could have done. I love the cinch waist. I think she did a great job really accentuating her curves. She really is doing some optical illusions right now. And she just looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. So for me, it's that sweater though. It's a read. I'm being generous. It's a read if she takes off the sweater. I just want her a reveal. You know what I mean? And give that sweater back to your boy. You don't need it.
Okay. So I love that outlook, Julian. Julian came to save the day and make you feel better about yourself. All right. So should we pick what our favorite look is? Each one of us pick what our favorite look, and we can just do maybe a read on what the inspiration for the look was.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm gonna say my favorite was Anok Yai, and then what's yours, Julian?
I'm gonna have to go with. Okay, I'm gonna go with J-Lo.
Okay. All right. So Julian's going with J-Lo. I'm gonna go with Anok Yai. So I'm gonna read Anok Yai's inspiration first. You guys, I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and I'm gonna pull 3 cards and say what was the inspiration behind Anok Yai's Met Gala 2024 look, because that look was boom. They're gonna be like, who is that girl going forward? All right. So I've got The Rebel, Beyond Illusion, and Totality. Okay, so what I got from this is she had a lot of influences wanting her to go in a different direction with this look, wanting to go for more of a flowing gown or some kind of gown look. But she is a strong personality. She had an idea of what she wanted, and she used her vision to say, no, I'm going opposite of what everybody else is doing. And that's how she created such an iconic look. And girl, you did that. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
now let's go to J-Lo. Julian's gonna read J-Lo. That's his favorite look.
All right. It's so classic and clean. All right. I'm pulling 3 cards from the Sacred Symbols deck by Marcella Kroll. She's my friend. So we have boundaries, we have the pyramid, and then we have the goddess. So I feel like this makes total sense. Like, I feel like the boundaries means she knew that what she wanted, you know, and like she was very specific on what she wanted to convey in her look. And the pyramid, I feel like this is talking about like focus, because the pyramid does focus on the goddess aspect of her. So she wanted to look ethereal, she wanted to look otherworldly, and I feel like that's what she did. Like, she executed her vision. I think she was really proud of it, with the designer that she was working with, and she showed up, and she's a goddess, and that's what it is. And you could really tell from that look, like,
Yeah,
it was a read. Yeah,
she killed it. All right, that's awesome. So that was pretty fun, you guys. If you had a favorite Met Gala look, put it in the comments. We'll definitely reply. Okay, so now next story is at the Met Gala, Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny were seen getting pretty cozy. Now, they dated for almost a year last year, you guys. But right around December, rumors were brewing that they were going to break up because their schedules were so tight that they just didn't have time to see each other. And even though they respected each other, they didn't want to try to pursue a relationship when they couldn't see each other. But at the Met Gala, they were found sitting really close together, laughing, smiling, and having a deep conversation. Could it be time for a reconciliation? What do you think, Julian?
Personally, I think so. I love that they ended on, amicable differences or whatever. And they're just both so busy. I feel like they're so enthralled in their own careers that they didn't make a big deal out of it. So I feel like now that they have time, they could probably just rekindle that love that they had.
Yeah, I think men, y'all need to wake up and y'all need to follow the lead of Bad Bunny, because he said, look, I'm going on tour in 2024 and I already know these groupies about to be on me and I don't want to cheat on you. So what I'm going to do is end it right now and we can reconvene at a later date. That's a good man. And you said, okay, so y'all need to take note. So, Julian, I would say one question that I want answered in this is, did they break up because Bad Bunny really was just trying to avoid cheating on Kylie?
Okay. He wanted to use the I'm on a break excuse.
He wanted to be
Kendall
Ross.
And him. Okay. And then for me, I want to know, does Kendall want to get back with him? And is that even possible? So how about I answer your question and you answer my question?
Cool. You want me to go first or you want to go first?
I will go second.
Okay. So does Kendall want to get back with Bad Bunny? I don't know, girl. He's a good man. He seemed like a good man. He got a good job, honey. Okay. He come home on time. He got a sexy accent and he's artistic. Girl, if you don't want him, I will. All right. Let's see. Does Kendall Jenner want to get back with Bad Bunny? All right. So we've got conditioning, aloneness, and postponement. Well, I mean, if the cards were going to be obvious, let them be obvious, child. What it looks like is Kendall's still not ready to rekindle things with Bad Bunny. She's working on herself. Like, she's looking at who am I outside of a relationship and trying to find that person, because maybe she felt like she was just trying to fit a mold when she was dating him, and she's maturing now. So obviously, Bad Bunny is a good man, but he ain't good enough for Kendall. Not right now, anyway.
Ooh, is that a read?
That's the read, honey.
All right. And by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only. That's why we're doing this, for fun. So I'm gonna look if Bad Bunny just wanted to have fun on tour, and that's why he broke up with her, Kendall, in the first place. So I'm using the Lenormand Oracle. I'm just gonna pull 3 cards because I feel like 3 cards will give us the answer. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we have the snake. The snake is slippery. It could also be about sex and sexuality. And he's very. But Bad Bunny is very. What do you call it? Fluid when it comes to his sexuality. We have the sun, so he wanted to have fun because the sun is all about success and excitement. And we have the magician, and the magician is telling me like he just wanted to control the situation. You know what I mean? Like he was actually being very mature and like looking out for his own brand, where he was all like, I don't want to be that guy who cheated on Kendall. I just want to be that guy who's having a good time and having a good tour and had a relationship with Kendall. You know what I mean? And I think it's doing well for him. So yeah, he wanted to play, and that's cool. Like, why not?
Men take note. That's good. All right. Well, sorry, Bad Bunny. She's not ready for your return, but if you wind up in LA. Okay. So, last topic of the show, Shaunie Henderson has written a book. If y'all don't know who Shaunie Henderson is, let me call her by her former name, Shaunie O'Neal. That's right. That is Shaq's ex-wife. So she wrote a tell-all book just talking about her life. She's very happy now, but she went back into her past marriage with Shaq and how, she enjoyed playing the role of wife and mom, and she could focus on her kids. But one bombshell she dropped is she don't think she was ever in love with Shaq at all. I felt that in my soul. And Shaq is still like, he's very much takes accountability for the demise of their marriage. He was not being faithful, and he says it's all his fault. But oh my goodness, for her to just savagely say she never loved him at all, Julian, take over. Take
it. She never loved him. She loved the idea of being with him, which that's even like worse. Like, you know what I mean? But man, one thing about her tell-all book is I heard her publishers asked her to be more raw and more vulnerable. Like, that's something she needed to do. And you know what? She went there. She really was giving it to us, the real deal. And I love that Shaq supports this book. You know what I mean? Even though all the weird things that these shocking secrets that she's telling. But yeah, I'm glad they're in a good place. But wow, it reminds me of that like Maya song. If you died, I would never cry because you never loved me anyway. Do you remember that song?
You trying to murder me on this? I can't take it.
I'm just saying. But you know what? Look, she's happy now. She found the real love that she's been wanting. She's dating a pastor now, or she's married to a pastor now. You know what I mean? Co-parenting with Shaq. Like, I feel like she's in a good place. Like, maybe she was in love for the wrong reasons, but who isn't? I know, I've been there.
Well, the funny thing is Shaq told her new husband, like, you better love her and take care of her because she's still my wife. That's what Shaq, she is still my wife. And he says he still loves her. Now, okay, between you and me, Julian, because this is not for public consumption. Between you and me, I think Shaunie lying through her teeth. Because let me just say very clearly, if I'm in a situation, she said she had a cook, she had people to pay all the bills, she had people, all she had to do was focus on her children. And she said she wasn't in love with Shaq at all. It was just the idea of him. Okay, if you don't love him, but all your needs are met and you're able to take care of your kids and focus on what you want to do, and he's cheating, so you don't have to sleep with him anyway. What a relief. I would never end that marriage. I would be in that marriage to my last days. I would be just like my grandparents. We have our own separate bedrooms, and and that would be the end of it. You leave a cheater because you love him, because he broke your heart. But I think she hardened her heart when he broke it because he broke their vows. And now she's trying to justify and say, well, I never loved him anyway. I don't believe you, Shaunie.
That's an interesting spin on it. Like, I could get down with that. Just like she's just like, no, I didn't love him anyway, so like, I'm good. But okay, so if maybe not that, but maybe she did it for her mental health, because she also said that she was hearing rumors that he had a separate like Miami condo in the area, and she could never find like substantial evidence for that to be true. So it kind of like messed with her. So maybe she could have been happy with some of those needs being met, but like with always like thinking that she was either cheating and like she was kind of like never being validated for that, like that could drive you a little nuts. And then maybe that's why she left, and she was just all like, I don't love him because he made me crazy. Because you could fall out of love with somebody and not love them.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to take from that, Julianne. I will agree she may have fallen out of love with him from the pain, but I don't think she never did love him. Because when I tell you, if I didn't love my husband, but I had all my needs met, and we was rich, and I found a credit card statement, and that credit card statement, the readout said, private condo for him to cheat on you, Victoria, I'd be like, oh, good. He deserves to be happy too. I would be like, and I would fold that statement right on up and keep it moving. But like, good, take care of you, because I'm taking care of me, honey.
Okay, it sounds like you should be dating Bad Bunny, because he will tell you, he's be like, baby, we're gonna take a pause because I need to cheat on you and I'm coming back, but we're still gonna do this later.
I'd be like, as long as these bills staying paid, have a good time. I'll see you when you get back. I will see you. I will be that wife. I will see you when you get back.
That's true. Okay.
All right. So okay. What I want to know is Shaunie telling the truth that she never loved Shaq?
Ooh. Okay. And then I want to ask, are her and Shaq really good? Like with everything that's coming out, or are they just playing nice for the public?
That's a good
You know what
one.
I mean? But they're showing up very supportive for each other, which would be really nice in a perfect world. Do you want me to take your question and then you'll take mine?
Yeah, because I'm biased.
I figured.
Okay, so I'm gonna look into, is it really true that Shaunie and Shaq are really, really cool with each other, or is it just a front and we're all being bamboozled, and later there's gonna be a third tell-all book and Shaq's gonna be like, actually Shaunie cussed out my mama and called her a being. All right, let's see. Are Shaq and Shaunie really cool, or are they just playing us all? Okay. Existence, innocence, politics. Okay, so this is a complex answer. One of them is cool and one of them is just playing the game. And what I would say is Shaq is cool with Shaunie. He knows what he did to hurt her, and he just wants to make it right in any way he possibly can. And he thinks she's also cool with him. He's completely convinced, because he takes things in a literal way. If you're nice, he doesn't read between the lines. Do they really need it? But Shaunie knows that she has to keep him happy to make sure her kids are taken care of and keep harmony. So she may have some unresolved feelings, but she's doing what she needs to do to keep the relationship together. So it's complicated. Yes, they're cool, but maybe not at the core. They're cordial. That's what they are, cordial.
That makes sense. I can believe that. I can see that. All right. So let me look into, is Shaunie really, did Shaunie really never love Shaq? Never, ever, ever, ever. Ever, ever? All right. Here we go. I'm gonna do a past, present, future, because we need to really dig deep for this one, because we got to look at the past. All right, so Oh, wow. Okay. I really do think that she never loved him.
Wow.
The reason why I'm saying that is we have the woman card, we have the sun card, and we have the letter. So this is telling me like the woman did it for, the what was on paper, like the bank accounts, the houses, the things like that. Like that's kind of where she was at that time. So I feel like she was in love with what she could get, like on paper. And then what's happening right now is um she does feel free because we have the child, we have the dog, and then we have the tower. So this is saying she's officially saying this statement is officially setting her free, and she's becoming her own best friend and really being honest with herself. So I want to say she's being truthful, but I do feel like she is going to feel bad about it like later. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm saying that is we have the broom, we have the bear, and then we have the snake. So this thing to me is like she might backpedal on her words because the snake is slippery. Like I've said, this is the cleanup that she needs to do to Shaq. You know what I mean? Because maybe, and I'm just saying, like maybe it's she didn't love him then, but maybe she loves him now for who he is. Because he's honest, and maybe she loves him now for being a good co-parent with their children. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like there might be some apologies, or she's gonna have to like kind of roll it back and kind of explain herself maybe a little bit more about that statement.
Well, new husband, be on notice. You might be in the next book. So
Right.
be ready, because Shaunie know how to make a corporate marriage decision. She's all about what's good on paper. She's just old fashioned. That's how they did it back in the day. That's how marriages lasted back in the day. All right.
Convenient, yep.
All right, Shaunie. You never loved them. It is what it is. All right. So now we've reached the part of our show where we do a reading for you for the upcoming week. This is our inspirational reading section. So Julie and I are both going to give you a reading for what you can expect in the week to come. And I will start, and I'm still reading from the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and I'm just going to shuffle. And let's look at what we have in the week to come. Okay, so we've got creativity. We've got innocence.
Again.
And we've got stress. So it looks like in your day-to-day life, it may be a stressful week. There might be a lot of busy stuff going on. Like if you've got a boss, they might be really micromanaging you this week. But what the universe wants you to know that on a grander scale, what you really should be focusing on is finding your inner peace during that time. And you can do that by finding creative ways to express yourself, whether you like to color, whether you like to go for a long walk, whatever it is that you do that's creative and gets those juices flowing is going to help you, because that stress bubble is going to burst no matter what. But if it doesn't burst creatively, it's going to burst with you going off on everybody. So 2 things: don't expect that you have to do it all and you have to do it all yourself. Do your best, and that's good enough. And also remember, you are good regardless of your circumstances, and you deserve to be happy. So take that time to be creative and take that time for yourself.
I like that. That's some good advice. All right. So for me, I am using Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters deck. So let's pull 2 cards for everyone out there today for this coming week, and let's see what the message is. 1 and 2. So the first one we got we got Isis, and it says balance home and career. And then the second one is Krishna, and it says find the blessings in your current situation. So these 2 together, I feel like it's self-explanatory. I feel like taking the time to prioritize like what's needed to make that balance, I think is important this week. So like maybe you do need to schedule more time with friends or family outside of doing some work and always working, and finding the blessing in your current situation. And I feel like capitalizing on that by really appreciating the time that you're going to be spending to balance that home life career. So if you are spending time with a loved one, like really have gratitude for that time that you guys are spending, and really make it intentional, intentional, and really try to connect. So it's not just you guys coming together and like you guys both being on your phones or watching a movie together. Go out, like have a conversation, like get deep. Like that's what it feels like. Why? Because I think those moments are going to make you want to balance more and want to have more time, because sometimes we forget that we need those interactions, because we get stuck in that hamster wheel of like, I gotta make money. But no, like this is just as important as that. They feed into each other, and being balanced is going to keep you going so that you could do the things that you love. All right,
that's awesome. Okay, you guys, so you have your work for next week. You got your work ahead of you. You know what to do. And if you enjoyed watching this show, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can keep up to date to what we're posting. And Julian, why don't you close us out?
All right. I had a lot of fun this week giving you guys a read. Those Met Gala outfits were bomb. And yeah, we will see you next week. Bye.